performance in general, how would you rate the Jubilee performance from a youth perspective on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, and 1?
I can give it 7. 7 out of 10, because we've seen a lot of new things coming in. I think we've seen how Huduma Center has helped young people. We've seen also the universal healthcare also failing terribly in the 4 counties that they try to, to implement it in the trial the pilot counties. We've also seen what pandemic has done to our country. If you look at the hospitality industry, aviation industry, there are so many things that how we would have handled the pandemic differently, and I'm happy how now we are looking at it. So we've also seen a lot of young people losing jobs, and we've seen even where I come from, even the rise in crime, just because of the opportunities. So I would give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Ezena? And why? You can break it down, whether it's devolution, healthcare, education, economy, whatever you want to break it down in. What, on a scale of 1 to 10?
For me, I would like to commend can I really rate it? I think maybe 6.
Okay.
But I really want to commend the development records, because you see, like, we are seeing better roads, very improved roads, and most importantly, the one that goes to Samburu, the road from Nyahururu to Maralal. Finally, the Jubilee government under President Kenyatta has ensured that this road has reached Maralal. We are also seeing very huge sustainable projects like the railway. We are also seeing like the port of Lamu, and I really want to commend our president also for the dam that is commissioned in Maralal, which is going to provide the whole Samburu West constituency with water. So yeah,
so 6.
Fair enough.
6,
yeah,
okay.
6.
Githaiga?
8.5.
Okay.
8.5 because, number one, international relations.
Yeah.
We've seen His Excellency since day 1, 2013, up to date. He's been on top. Right now, we're talking about sitting at the Africa, we're at the United Nations Security Council, representing Africa as a continent. That was a very tough agenda, but we were able to win that. And many other things that we've taken lead, including climate change, even education, access to education and that. Then we have the e-government, as my brother has spoken about. Right now, everybody has e-citizen. I mean, if you want to register a company, 48 hours, 24 hours, that's perfect. Education system, the CBC system has come in place. Though many challenges here and there, but that's how everything has to start. Even the first civilization, they started that way. So this, we're moving on. As a middle income country, Uhuru Kenyatta has led us well. We're looking at the elderly program, affirmative action funds, affirmative programs, they've been all over. I mean, when we have droughts, government is always there. When we have disaster, government is always there. Even when we look at COVID-19, apart from few challenges here and there, the management of COVID-19 was exemplary. Kenya was mentioned by WHO as having performed very well compared to many other countries in Africa, like South Africa, which is far much ahead of us economically. Kenya, we did quite well in that. Now, when we come back again to infrastructure, Vision 2030 projects, ongoing LAPSET, ongoing KONZA, ongoing. All these infrastructural projects, we are online with the agenda of the nation. And countries go with succession. And if we make a mistake, and like us young people, and I know people are saying we are sycophants because we are supporting Raila, well and good. Everybody has his choice. But what we are saying, successively, if we have a break where we start bringing new ideas that have never been tested, which can only be compared to the Nazi government of brainwashing and mind control. If we allow those gaps to come in, this country will go down. And that is why I'll echo now, as I finish the scorecard for Jubilee government, what the president said the other day. We have to look at what Kibaki did. Kibaki had a vice president who was Kalonzo. Did you ever see him going around the country tarnishing all the projects that the president is doing? No. Right? Kenyatta has been there. He's got a legacy. We have to protect that legacy and successively succeed it to Raila Amolo Odinga as a choice candidate for 2022.
Mwenga, what is your score? You know, Githaiga's line is very clear.
Okay, I like what my colleagues have said, and you know, it's very clear to the naked eye in terms how I would rate the government is on 4 parameters. President Uhuru Kenyatta talked about the Big 4 agenda. Talk about devolution, healthcare, education, and the general feeling of the economy. I would honestly give this government a 50% because the truth of the matter is there are still questions on what the government promised. I like what the Deputy President talks. I'll tell you, in fact, President Uhuru Kenyatta has really tried because he was in government where his main assistant is fighting him from within. So somebody is holding you at ransom, but this is somebody whom you trust. It's like being in a marriage where your wife is sabotaging you and you sleep with her every day. It's a very difficult affair. So you don't know that to trust the children who are the cabinet secretaries or to trust your wife. So for you to do things, you have to have your wife and your children together. So the government has been really trying a lot. That's why even when the president came with Executive Order number 1 of 2019, he realized that I have to wake up and throw out some people in government, from government, though they are still there, for me to make things happen. So I would ask, what is the general feeling of Let me tell you. The general feeling is that the people feel that the economy is doing bad because they don't have cash, but the economy is doing bad because the people don't have the cash. So it's a topsy-turvy affair. I would ask myself, what is the cost of living? What is the cost? I mean, 3-4 months ago, if you walked into a supermarket, 5 liters of cooking oil was retailing at 800. It has since moved to 1,100. The government has tried. Look at when the Jubilee government came to power. Our debt level was, we had borrowed 1.9. Kibaki had borrowed up to 1.9 trillion, but you could see where the money was going owing to the kind of projects that he'd launched. Fast forward, this is 2021. Less than a decade down the line, we have borrowed to the tune of 7 trillion. Right now, you saw what Ukur Yatani did. He's requesting Parliament to increase the debt ceiling to 9 trillion. Yeah. But is the economy going to take that hit? I wouldn't want the position of next president, because I'll tell you, we need somebody who's going to reorient this government and summon the energies of every Kenyan. We need to work thrice as hard to salvage this economy. Yeah. So in a scale of 1 to 10, once again, we give it 50%, but why? There are valid reasons. Remember, President Kenyatta's government has been fighting and grappling with COVID-19 for the last 2 years. So ideally, for the last 2 years, it has been putting off the fire that was presented by COVID. Okay. And remember, he said that we were losing close to 2 billion shillings every other day. And if you calculate, we have borrowed over 258 billion over the last 5 months. If you do that calculation, we are borrowing 80 million shillings every hour. 80 million every hour. So I'll tell you, we are borrowing, but that money is being stolen. The president is working very hard to clean his house. If this government was reading from the same script, I tell you, Kenyans are very resilient. Yeah. Kenyans are very tough people. Despite all these stories we hear every other day, yeah, we are still here, breathing, eating, although some of us are really struggling. So yes, it has done very well, okay, but that's why I say, let us vote for a government that is going to reorient our systems across the board, all right, manufacturing and everywhere.
Bashir, what is your score?
Trevor, I don't even know how to score because I don't even see anything to be scored there. I think because I could hear what my colleagues were trying. Those who are trying to lend credence to the government. Yeah, it's. I think for me, I'm even finding it difficult. By the way, the kind of parameter to even apply. Trevor, I heard what my colleagues there said. Do you know that?